Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Adam-Wilber here with Volpine Creations. As always, we don't monetize these videos, so if you do want to support us, just head over to volpinecreations.com and check out our portfolio of magic or sign up for our newsletter. That's all the advertising we'll do. Today's video is an Adam's Insight, and what we're going to be talking about is what do you do after an event? How do you solidify that the event planner knows you did a good job and hopefully hires you back for the next event? So it's really twofold. There's two kinds of events that I normally do, and all I can do is speak from my experience. It doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong. It just means it's what I've done over the years and what's worked for me. So I'm either doing a strolling event or I'm doing a mixture of strolling and a stand-up show or just a stand-up show. So we're going to break it up into two events, strolling only or stand-up. At a strolling event, the main thing is there's usually a lot of people mingling. So even at the end of the event, when your job is done, there's still a bunch of people mingling around, and you have to sort of navigate through those masses to find the event planner. I cannot stress the importance of that enough. At the end of your event, never leave until you've talked to whoever hired you. I've gotten myself into trouble before where I was at a massive event. I spent about 20 minutes looking for the event planner, couldn't find her, so I left, sent her a text and said thanks for the gig. It just left a bad taste in everybody's mouth that I didn't see her before I left. So always find the event planner or whoever booked you before you leave the event. Let them know, had a great time. And I always like to ask, is there anybody in specific that I've missed? Is there any VIPs that I didn't get to show magic to that before I leave, you'd like me to show some magic to? Also, if they ever ask you, do you want to have dinner with us after the event? I highly, highly recommend that. That's where your real friendships will start to take place. Friends hire friends. So if they book you, you do a great job and you leave, that's good. They'll remember that. But if they book you, you do a great job, then you sit down and have dinner with them and become a human and be interested in them and actually have real conversations, that's where you can start becoming their friend and in turn get hired a lot more. So the main piece of advice I can give you is always have dinner with them if they offer, and also make sure at a strolling event before you leave that you find whoever booked you, let them know you're about to leave, and ask, is there anything else that you may need before I take off? Sometimes they'll hire you for another hour. That's great. More money in your pocket and you're already at the event. Now, if you're doing a stand-up show, it's pretty much the same. It's a little bit different if you don't find the event planner before you leave. I still always recommend it, but at least at that point, the entire room has seen you there performing. So it's pretty much the same as strolling. I'm going to find whoever booked me. I'm going to sit down, say, hey, I'm all done. Is there anything else I can do to be of service to you before I leave? I always leave them a couple business cards and just say, hey, if anyone's asking who I was, here are some business cards that you can pass out. And again, if they ask to share a dinner with you or offer you a dinner after the event, always take that. So short piece of advice today, but it's essentially make sure you find whoever booked you before you leave. And if they offer to do something with you after the event, take them up on that offer. You may think, no, I'm just there to perform and I don't want to overstep or take a dinner or feel awkward and have a conversation with them after. Forget all of that. Again, that's where your friendships will start to develop. After the event, after you've done your job and you've gone up and said, is there anything else I can do to be of service before I take off? Hey, join us for dinner. Oh, that's super kind of you. I would love to do that. Then try and sit down next to the event planner, or better yet, somebody who's very high up in the company that you can just have a conversation to as a normal human being. More than likely, they're going to start asking you about your magic. When did you get into it? How long have you been doing it? Things of that nature. And I always also recommend have one or two killer pieces of magic to show at dinner. It doesn't matter what it is. I usually try and do some mind reading type stuff. But if that situation comes up at dinner and they go, hey, can you show one more thing? Make sure you have something ready to go and something that is dynamite. Because keep in mind, that's what they're going to remember you by. That's the last trick they saw. It's after the event as everybody's having dinner. So make sure that that is a fire trick. I usually do a watch prediction and a peek reading somebody who was important to them in their life. And then I'll tell them who they're thinking of. So that's the advice I can give you. Always find the event planner. Let them know that you're leaving. Let them know that you were there. Ask if you can be of any further service to them. And if they offer to have dinner with you after, always take them up on that offer. Hope that helps someone out there. As always, thanks so much for watching these videos. And until next time, my friends, onward.